produce this material for you. So before we get started, Mauricio and I just wanted to share a couple of logistic items. Oh yeah, maybe first I should start by showing you a picture. Yeah. So this is sort of a famous picture. I should also use the microphone. This is a kind of a famous picture. You might have seen this before. It's from a conference here at the Niels Bohr Institute in the year 1930 in summer. So this is almost 100 years ago. And you will recognize that. So this is, you are still sitting on the same old benches, yeah, which prevent you from falling asleep because they are kind of rough. But we will have plenty of breaks. And so you see, for example, Niels Bohr, which is sitting here, Werner Heisenberg. And you also see one person here, which looks a bit dreamy. So this is Wolfgang Pauli. And you might be familiar with the story that later in 1930, so it was not during that conference, yeah, so we cannot claim that this was really originating here at the Niels Bohr Institute, but later in 1913, he was writing his famous letter, and you might have seen this before. So this was a letter that he sent out to participants of a conference in, was it in Basel? Anyway, so it was he was not able to attend this conference, but he wanted to share a very interesting idea that he had at that time. And so there was this problem about the energy spectrum of the electron coming from radioactive beta decay. And he had this idea that you can interpret the spectrum correctly if there's like a third particle in the decay. And he called this particle neutron in this letter. And of course, this was actually the neutrino, but the neutron, I mean, so the name was adopted then for the actual neutron that we use today. Yeah, so this was later in 1930. So yeah, maybe he got some inspirations while he was here at the Niels Bohr Institute. And we hope also that you get some inspirations from the school here, not only scientifically, but that you also network with some of the other students, which you then will later meet at conferences and so on. So some words on organization. So always look on our webpage if you want to find relevant links to Zoom, for example, links to the material. So we are trying to post during the week the lecture slides here on Indico. And there's also some additional information that Mauricio actually compiled here to the left. Then I think you all saw the invitation for the Slack channel. So Slack can be then used for some discussions, including so also with the lecturers after the lectures about individual topics. I think, Mauricio, you set up individual channels for the lecture topics, no? So this is Slack. And if you have any issue installing this on your computer, please let us know and we can assist you. Food and drink, very important. So we will have a coffee break at 10 a.m. or was it 11? 10, no, 10:30. 10:30. And this coffee break and later also the lunch, the catered lunch will happen in Auditorium C where you picked up your badges. And we have vegetarian and vegan options and this will be indicated. So please, if you didn't sign up that you wanted to have vegetarian and vegan food, they're also I mean, you do not have to take meat, yeah. But I mean, yeah. So you have to be. So don't take the vegan food unless you have signed up for that. Then later today, at 5:30, we will also have a reception. Most likely, this will be also in Auditorium C because of the weather. And then on Wednesday, we will also have a free afternoon, and then in the evening, we will have dinner in a restaurant which is called Food Club, which is not far from here. So we will share some logistics with you later. Then every day, so Monday to Thursday, we will also have some student talks, so talks from you, which we are very excited to see. Unfortunately, we do not have so much time, so we only could allot 10 minutes for each of you with some additional minutes for questions. So please try to stick within that time. And we are planning to use this one laptop here, so please send us the slides and then we can set it up on one laptop. Or upload it to Indico yourself. Yeah. Okay. Good. This is that. Yeah. We also have exercises. So the lecturers have prepared some exercises for you. So the exercise sessions will be today, Tuesday and Thursday, and starting after the coffee break in the afternoon at 3:45. And so we also have an additional room, auditorium B, which is here on the side, which is a smaller room with some tables and chairs. Please try to spread out for the exercises. So you can also use this auditorium, and there are some chairs also in auditorium C. And so ideally, you would work on these problems in groups and discuss this. And then later we will have a discussion session to wrap up the day to talk about some solutions. So this will be some sessions with the lecturers of that day. Okay, what else? Yeah, so if there are any questions, either Slack us or send us an email. And yeah, so the lecture topics that we are going to cover are neutrino theory and phenomenology. So Mariam Tortola, who is not here yet, I think she arrives later this week. So she will cover that topic. So this is the here in neutrino. Then the there is basically neutrino emission and astrophysical sources and the interesting astrophysics of it. And Maria is going to cover this actually in the first lecture today. And then Vivian, who's sitting here in the first row, is going to cover neutrino cosmology after the first coffee break in the morning. And then we will also have some topical seminars by Shashank and Pablo and others from the Niels Bohr Institute on various aspects on neutrino physics. Then one last slide. When you signed up for this conference, you also signed up this agreement to our code of conduct. And yeah, so I just wanted to remind you the different items that you signed up to. Yeah, so one is respect. So this is an international conference. So there's a mix of different nationalities, religion, faith, sexual orientation. So please be respectful to each other, listen to each other. I don't think I have to explain the importance of this to you. Then the other point was openness. So openness can have different meanings. So in this case, we mean openness to share information, but also, I mean, ideally, you would talk with some of your participants, with the other participants during a coffee break and come up with a new idea, or you have some discussions with the lecturers and you get an idea for a paper. Then, of course, share your ideas, but also be respectful with this knowledge. So if you later publish or mention it, then also acknowledge the origin of this material. So this is what we understand under openness. And then there's also privacy. So we are planning to make some photos here of the auditorium during the course and also the dinner. So you all agreed that it's okay that you appear in the background of pictures, but please be mindful about sharing pictures that you do, for example, also during dinner or whatever you are doing later in Copenhagen. And there are many possibilities, yeah, to share this content on social media. Yeah, so only do this with the agreement of whoever is shown in this picture. And yeah, further details are on our webpage. Mauricio, do you have anything more to say? I give you the.
I'm very happy to see. I think this is the largest one we've had so far in terms of people. And we still need extra chairs, so that's how packed we are today. Thank you for squeezing a little bit more than usual. We'll keep the windows open because each one of you is a light bulb. So if you we stay here for a while without the windows open, it's gonna get very hot. But if you're really like too cold, we'll find a solution. So just let us know. And other than that, questions are very much welcome. Each lecturer will tell you if they want it during the lecture or at the end. But this is more like an interaction thing. So just talk amongst each other, talk with the lecturers, talk with us. And we're very happy to have you here. So thanks.
Yeah, and since you mentioned questions, so you notice this microphone doesn't work here for the speaker here, but we also have some students on Zoom, and for that purpose, we have also the audio. And so if there are some discussions later, please wait until you get the microphone that people on Zoom can also follow your questions. Okay, good. So with this then, welcome in Copenhagen. And this is proof that the weather can also be very, very nice. Yeah. The Little Mermaid is, of course, one of the more famous sites here, but it's a bit of a walk. Yeah, and usually people are disappointed when they come back. But anyway, so yeah, plenty of sites to discover here in Copenhagen, and I hope you will also find the time during this meeting to explore Copenhagen. Good, then that's it for us at the moment, and I think we can then start right away with Maria.